your focus is destroyed, your wallet is empty, your brain is hijacked, and nobody's telling you the real reason why. Most gurus will sell you on complicated systems and fancy productivity tools, but there's something they're not telling you. Your inability to control your dopamine is costing you thousands of dollars every single month. I personally grew up in a lower middle class family where money was always tight. My father worked as a nurse, my mother as a nursing assistant. We weren't poor, but we definitely felt financial strain. And this created a burning desire in me. I had to do better. I had to build something bigger. Something that would not only free myself from the paycheck to paycheck cycle, but also my family. So in high school around 2018, 2019, I dove into my first online business venture, dropshipping. My friend and I launched a store. We set up our first ad campaign, and we actually got a sale within 30 minutes. But here's the painful truth. We couldn't afford to keep the ads running, so that ended up being a complete failure. For the next few years, I tried everything under the sun. Affiliate marketing, print on demand, social media management, freelancing, nothing stuck. I was constantly starting new projects, but never following through. And during family lunches, my mother would ask me how my business was going. I'd put on a brave face and say things like, I'm doing what it takes. It's gonna work out. But the truth is, inside, I was drowning in self-doubt and disappointment. I had 0 clients, 0 income, and 0 momentum, and no idea of how to fix it. Here's what was really happening beneath the surface. I had a serious procrastination problem. Without a clear direction, I would waste entire days consuming content instead of creating it. I would open my laptop to work, but I would end up binge watching YouTube videos for hours. One video would turn into 10, and suddenly the whole day was gone. Just like that. My problem wasn't lack of information at the time. It wasn't a lack of opportunity. My problem was a lack of focus. And I discovered it all traced back to one neurochemical, dopamine. Now, unfortunately, there are some things we're not allowed to share on YouTube, which is why to help you, I've recorded a free training to show you how I went from 0 to over $1,200 a day with 95% profit margins. The link is in the description, and I highly suggest you check it out when you're done with this video. You can also book a free call with me or my team, and together, we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to 5 to 10K per month as quickly as possible. But be quick, because we literally get hundreds of applications per month, so we don't have enough spots for everyone. Let me explain dopamine like you're 5 years old. Dopamine is your brain's happy chemical. It gets released when you do something enjoyable or rewarding. It's what makes you feel good when you eat ice cream, win a game, or get likes on social media. For millions of years, our brains evolved with dopamine as a reward for survival beneficial activities, such as finding food, making social connections, or solving problems. These things were hard to achieve, so the dopamine hit was proportional to the effort. But modern technology has hacked this system completely. Every notification, every video, every scroll on social media is literally engineered by teams of psychologists and scientists to give you an immediate dopamine hit with 0 effort. Let me be crystal clear. Your phone is a dopamine slot machine designed to keep you addicted. And this creates a massive problem. When your brain gets accustomed to these easy, instant dopamine hits, anything requiring effort feels unbearable by comparison. Building a business, learning a skill, creating content, these things require delayed gratification, putting in work now for rewards later. But your dopamine-fried brain wants rewards now. This was exactly my situation. I couldn't focus on building my business because my brain was constantly seeking the next easy dopamine hit. I was trapped in a cycle of wake up, check my phone, get distracted, try to work, feel some resistance, seek dopamine, so I would end up watching videos, feeling guilty, I'd try again, I would fail, and the whole thing would repeat itself. This cycle isn't just destroying your focus, it's destroying your financial future. Every hour spent in passive consumption is an hour not spent building your income streams. The turning point for me, it came when I realized nobody was going to fix my focus for me. There was no magic pill, no shortcut, and no guru that could help me. If I wanted different results, I needed to take radical control of my dopamine systems. So here is exactly what I did, and what you need to do if you're serious about changing your financial reality. First, I did a complete dopamine detox. For 72 hours, I eliminated every easy source of dopamine from my life. I deleted social media, YouTube, Netflix. I didn't eat processed foods or sugar. No alcohol, no porn, nothing but the basics. Whole foods, water, reading, walking, and face-to-face conversations with my loved ones. Now, the first 3 days were difficult. I felt anxious, irritable, even depressed at times. My brain was screaming for its fix like a drug addict going through withdrawal, because that is exactly what was happening physiologically. Now by day 4, something remarkable started happening. Colors seemed brighter, food seemed to taste better. Simple activities like reading a book or taking a walk became genuinely enjoyable again. My brain was relearning how to find pleasure in normal, healthy activities instead of requiring extreme stimulation. But most importantly, I could finally focus. For the first time in years, I could sit down and work on a task for hours without feeling the overwhelming urge to check my phone or to watch a video. Second, I implemented strict dopamine scheduling through time blocking. Instead of allowing my brain random dopamine hits throughout the day, I created a structured schedule. So at 5:30 a.m., I'd wake up. Between 5:30 to 6 a.m., I would take a cold shower and meditate. Between 6 to 10 a.m., I would do my deep work session with no phone, no distractions. Between 10 to 10:30 a.m., I would have my first dopamine break. So for example, I would check my messages and I would go outside to get some sunlight. Then, between 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., it was my second deep work session. After that, I would have lunch and my second dopamine break. And between 1:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., I would have my final work session. And after 6:30 p.m., I would have fun and do what I want. This structure wasn't about torture or deprivation. It was about intentionality. By controlling when I allowed myself dopamine hits, I trained my brain to focus during work blocks because it knew a reward was coming afterward. Third, I completely redesigned my environment to make focus the default option because I figured if I had no distractions, then the new default would be to be focused. So I deleted every social media app from my phone. I installed website blockers on my computer. I put my phone in another room during work sessions. I set up my workspace with minimal distractions. Success isn't about willpower. It's about environmental design. When temptation requires extra steps, your likelihood of giving in drops dramatically. Fourth, I developed a reward system that aligned with my goals. Instead of random dopamine hits I didn't actually work for, I tied rewards directly to completing tasks. So for example, if I would finish writing a sales page, I would let myself browse YouTube for 20 minutes. If I landed a discovery call, I would watch an episode of my favorite show. And if I signed a customer, I would take my family out for dinner. This completely transformed my relationship with work. Instead of seeing tasks as obstacles to pleasure, they became the path to pleasure because I'd reward myself after. My brain started to crave the satisfaction of completed work because it knew a proportional reward would follow. Here's where most people go wrong. They try to eliminate all pleasure from their lives in some misguided quest for productivity. That is not sustainable. The key isn't eliminating dopamine, it's controlling its timing and source. Now, let's talk about the financial transformation that resulted from these changes. With my newfound ability to focus for extended periods, I could finally execute consistently on a single business model instead of jumping between opportunities. I discovered I had valuable knowledge in lead generation and call booking for service-based businesses. So I developed a high-ticket offer, helping agency owners, coaches, and consultants to get more qualified leads and booked calls. Because I could focus deeply, after removing all distractions, I could deliver exceptional results for my customers, which meant that I could increase my prices. That's why focus is the key. My first high-paying client paid me over $1,000. I still remember running to show my mother the payment notification on my phone. After years of telling her, it's gonna work out, believe me, trust me, I know what I'm doing. I finally had proof, and the look of pride in her eyes made every sacrifice worth it. And just 5 days later, I signed another client for even more money, then another and another. Each success built momentum for the next. This wasn't luck, it didn't happen overnight. And this sure as hell wasn't some get-rich-quick scheme. That was the natural result of bringing sustainable focus to a valuable skill set. And most importantly, failing, learning, and moving forward. While my competitors were constantly getting distracted by notifications, social media, and the next shiny opportunity, I was putting in 4 to 6 hours of deep work daily on one business model. The results were inevitable. Now, I know what you're thinking. This sounds hard. I don't think I can do it. Let me be blunt. That's your dopamine-addicted brain talking. It's terrified of losing its easy fixes. It will create every excuse to maintain the status quo. Ask yourself, what's the cost of continuing your current pattern? How much money are you leaving on the table because you can't focus for more than 30 minutes? How many years will you stay financially stuck while watching others succeed? The harsh reality is that in today's economy, your ability to control your attention directly determines your earning potential. The most valuable skill isn't programming, marketing, or sales, it's focused execution over time. Here's how you can start implementing dopamine control today. Step 1. Conduct your own 72-hour dopamine detox this weekend. From Friday evening to Monday morning, eliminate all supernormal stimuli. No social media, streaming services, junk food, alcohol, or other easy dopamine sources. Just the basics: whole foods, water, exercise, reading, and real human interaction. Yes, it will be uncomfortable, but that discomfort is your brain healing. Step 2. Create your own time blocking schedule. When will you do deep work? When will you allow yourself breaks? Be specific and treat these boundaries as non-negotiable. Your schedule needs to become a sacred contract with yourself. Step 3. Audit your environment for dopamine triggers and eliminate them. Delete apps. Use website blockers during work hours. Put physical distance between yourself and temptations. Make the path to distraction as difficult as possible. Step 4. Establish your own reward system. What healthy rewards will you give yourself for completing important tasks? How will you celebrate wins? Make sure the reward is proportional to the accomplishment. Now, unfortunately, there are some things we're not allowed to share on YouTube, which is why, to help you, I've recorded a free training to show you how I went from zero to over $1,200 a day with 95% profit margins. The link is in the description, and I highly suggest you check it out when you're done with this video. You can also book a free call with me or my team, and together, we'll come up with a game plan for you to get to 5 to 10K per month as quickly as possible. But be quick, because we literally get hundreds of applications per month, so we don't have enough spots for everyone. Step 5. Track your results. You want to keep a daily log of your focus sessions, completed tasks, and income-generating activities. When you see the correlation between focused work and financial results, it will reinforce this new pattern. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Building wealth in the digital age requires you to do something that most people can't: delaying gratification. While the masses chase quick, easy dopamine hits, the successful minority invest their attention in activities that compound over time. I'm not special. I don't have superhuman willpower. I take a shit in the morning. What I have is a system that works with my brain's chemistry instead of against it. I've simply learned to direct my dopamine response toward productive activities rather than letting it control me. And I'll be honest with you, the biggest challenge you will face isn't external. It's the voice in your head that makes excuses. I'll start tomorrow. I'll just watch one more video. Oh, I deserve a break. These thoughts will arise. Your success depends on recognizing them as dopamine cravings, not rational decisions. Remember, every time you resist the pull of distraction and choose focused work instead, you're literally rewiring your neural pathways for success. The process gets easier with consistency. I went from being a kid with no discipline, no focus, and no money to making sometimes $2,000 in a day by mastering dopamine control. If I can do it, you absolutely can too. This isn't about becoming a robot or eliminating all pleasure from your life. I still watch YouTube. I still use social media. I still enjoy movies. The difference is that now, these activities serve me rather than control me. They're rewards for productivity, not escapes from it. What would your life look like with laser focus? What could you achieve if you weren't constantly distracted? How much money could you make if you actually executed on your ideas instead of just thinking about them? I speak to dozens of people on a weekly basis, and I can't tell you the amount of times people tell me it's been years they've been wanting to build a profitable online business, but they still haven't really started. Dopamine control isn't just some productivity hack or business strategy. It's the master key that unlocks literally everything else. Without it, you will continue spinning your wheels, wondering why success seems to come easily to others while eluding you. The choice is yours. You can continue allowing your brain chemistry to be manipulated by algorithms designed to keep you distracted and consuming, or you can take back control and direct your energy toward building real wealth. Most people will choose comfort over growth every time. Even though they say they're committed, most people will continue to make excuses. Most people will remain financially stuck. But you're not most people, are you? You've watched this entire video because something inside you knows there is a better way. That burning desire for change, that's the real you, fighting to break free from dopamine's chains. Your first step begins now. Close this video and delete the apps that steal most of your attention. Start your dopamine detox today, not tomorrow. Create your focus schedule for the coming week. The version of you that exists 6 months from now will thank you for the decision you make in this moment. Your future self is watching, waiting to see if today is finally the day everything changes. So what's it gonna be? If you want to see how it can help you to build a profitable online business and obtain financial freedom, I invite you to check out the free training in the description below. And with that said, I will see you on the other side.